Well, hello everyone and welcome again to Painless Universal Conversation with myself and Welsh. Today we're talking about a very important issue, a skin condition named vitiligo pain. Vitiligo is a skin condition that affects many where the melanin in the skin start to turn white, starting with white patches and eventually it might flare and become fully white, or it just leaves white patches all over your skin. You must know vitiligo from some famous celebrity, especially Whitney Harlow, who has very openly talked about it and her own struggles of dealing with the vitiligo. It's not an easy condition, especially when you can see it. It's a visible condition, and many people who don't know about it look at you first instant and don't understand why your skin has various patches all over it. My guest today, Candice, will be talking about her own challenges of dealing with vitiligo pain. It started when she was 18 with just a dot. And before she was about to get married, then these dots appeared everywhere in a more aggressive form. She'll be talking about these challenges that this dot has presented to her life and how she's utilized those challenges to find her joy. It's never easy dealing with an invisible condition, especially when the world is surrounded by social media image of perfection. But she's managed to turn this whole thing around and found her own joy. And she'll be telling us about her own challenges, how she's done this, and ways that you could overcome your own challenges and find your joy, no matter what you're going through. She's a successful model. She's advocating very heavily about the condition vitiligo. And I do hope you enjoy this conversation. Meet my wonderful guest, Candice. Hello everyone and welcome again to Painless Universal, a conversation with myself and Welsh. Today's conversation is talking about the invisible pain, when people can really see what you're going through and how you deal with those challenges and find your joy. My guest, as I said in my introduction, is an amazing young lady who has managed to find her own joy. She's Candice and she's here with us from the United States. Candice, how are you today?
Hello, I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm well. I'm not too bad at all. It's a rainy British summer here, so we're getting used to the wet weather.
Okay.
It's really one of those weathers where you're hoping that the rain stops soon, but I'm getting used to it. And how is it where you are?
Well, it's been a rainy one too, but I'm glad it stopped. So now it's hot in Mississippi. It's very hot.
Okay, bring some sunshine here, and we'll love that. Your story truly blew me away, Candice. When I read your in the articles that came out about you, it's really amazing,
Mhm.
especially the way you describe the way your husband talks about you, really in a
Yeah.
beautiful sense, and it's very rare these days because I say this, and I don't like saying it, but when I first met my husband, I was always scared and nervous to tell him about my chronic illness because I didn't know how he would react to it. And there
Yeah.
you are, very visible, saying your husband was the one who gave you that confidence to be who you are. Before we get into all
Yeah.
of that, can you tell us a little bit about who are you?
Well, I am a first-time mother.
Oh,
He's
congratulations.
Thank you, but I am a fun, loving, positive, proud Black woman.
Oh, wonderful. No, it's nice when I hear that proud Black women because very few people can say that very courageously because of circumstances that surrounded being a Black woman. And I love
Oh
that you
yes.
started out that you're a proud Black woman. You're a mother now, so you need to translate that to your kid as well. What did you have?
Yes.
You're a boy or girl?
I have a little boy,
Oh,
little Isaiah.
congratulations. Oh, wonderful.
Yes,
Really, congratulations. I'm so happy for you.
thank you,
Well
thank
done.
you.
And Candice, your childhood before any of your diagnosis started,
Mhm.
what was your childhood like growing up as a kid?
Well, I had a pretty normal childhood. I just lived my life normally, as anybody else would.
Hmm, yeah.
Nothing special. Besides,
Okay.
yeah.
Then at 18, you noticed something at 18. And you wore
Oh,
on your index finger, you said, your index finger and the thumb at 18 was when you
yeah.
noticed the condition. But that did not spread. That it just the
It was
18, you just noticed that. So what, tell me, what
mhm.
happened at 18?
Oh my God, it was like it was just crazy. I was actually going through radiation for my thyroid, and all of a sudden I had a spot on my thumb and my index, and I was just like, "What is this?" And he was just like, "Oh, it's vitiligo." And he was just like, "Oh, it's something that Michael Jackson has." I was just like, "Okay," and like that was all that he told me, and I was just like, "So you're not gonna tell me more about it?" And so I went home and I Googled it, and I was just like, "Oh my gosh." I don't want this to happen to me. Like, oh my gosh, am I just gonna be completely depigmented? Am I gonna be spotted? Because there's different types of it. Like, I just didn't know which one I would get.
Mm.
So yeah, I was depressed about that because the unknown. I didn't know about it. So I just thought it was gonna happen overnight once I get that spot. So yeah,
Yes.
it's pretty scary.
Wow. Could you just tell me, you said you had your thyroid, you had the radiation to treat the thyroid, and then
Hmm.
could you just, for anyone who don't know what vitiligo is, what is it,
Okay.
and
Uh,
what exactly is it?
Vitiligo is actually an autoimmune disorder. It occurs when the pigment producing cells, the melanocytes, they die or they stop producing melanin. So it just basically I'm losing my pigment in my skin. That's all.
And is there anything particular that leads on to it? Do you think it was because you did the radiation? Was there anything, or is it something genetic, or is it something you could pass on to your kids? What do you think caused it?
Well, actually, it wasn't due to the radiation. I think it was more so due to having my thyroid. I know that's one of the side effects to having thyroidism, hyperthyroidism. So I think that's the root of mine, because it is an autoimmune disorder, and so I think that's what the base of it. I'm not really sure because it just happened. No one in my family has. No
Yes.
one in my family has vitiligo, so it's just pretty unknown
Oh,
to a
yeah.
lot of people. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
And, and then you said just before your wedding, I mean, your
Oh
wedding, just before your wedding, the white patches
yes,
became apparent on your body. So,
yes.
did you know from the beginning that you were always going to have the aggressive form of it, or did you just think it would just stop on the arm? And is there anything you could take to stop it as well, to stop the spread, making it getting worse?
Yes, I was freaking out.
Uh-huh.
I was like, oh my gosh. It took till I turned 30 for it to actually start spreading. And I guess the stress of actually planning the wedding or whatever, I don't know, but stress actually triggers vitiligo. So I'm assuming stress triggered that. And yeah, I was like, oh my gosh, this is not happening. This is not happening. So I was like, I had to cover up. At that time, I had to cover it up. I was just like, just cover up what you can, but whatever you can, I am totally fine with it. And I just had to go on down that aisle.
Wow. So you just decided, okay, I need to learn to embrace it because you know what, you now know that this is something you have to deal with. How did you learn to say, you know what, this is part of me. This is not something I could change. I need to learn to live with this.
Oh, well, I mean, I had to do a lot of deep, deep, deep digging. I just refused to stay in that dark spot because I was depressed about it. I hid it with makeup. I came home crying to my husband like every day, almost every day, because I just hated the stares. I hated the questions, and it was pretty weird and scary at the same time because people, like you say, it's just very visible, and people are mean and rude and stuff. So I just had to do a lot of soul searching because I just refused to be depressed about it. I just refused to cover it up every day. So I just had to learn to just deal with it.
Is that how you found your strength to keep moving, keep going? Is that how you found your strength?
Um, I just I just didn't want to be depressed about it. I just had to embrace it.
Mm.
Just had to embrace it because I didn't want to, like I said, I didn't want to be depressed anymore about it because it's not going to change. So I was just like, hey, I gotta own it. It was hard, but I had to own it.
So your advice to anyone, I mean, who is much younger and just realizing, no, they have this vitiligo, what would you tell that person that is just currently going through that phase right now?
Oh, I would say don't allow yourself to stay in that dark place, because you have to learn to love yourself as you are, because you are more than just your skin. It is just skin. It's just a part of you. You just have to love yourself no matter what.
Yes.
Dig deep.
Yes, no, absolutely. I think we condition ourselves to say that this whole being is who we truly are. The outer being,
Hmm.
the outer being of what you can see is who we truly are. But reality is not really who we are.
Exactly.
It's just a patch of one third of who we are. We are more than that.
Yes.
And when we
Yes.
start believing that we are more than what people physically see, that there's more to
Hmm.
us, there's the inner heart, that there's that
Exactly.
kindness, that's a joyful person that you could say, look, I'm having this conversation with you and I'm enjoying
Hmm.
every aspect of just talking to you, is making me happy.
Yeah.
Modeling, you were bold, you were not afraid, you went into modeling. And you said you
Yeah.
did modeling for fun to help bring awareness about the vitiligo. How did you do
Yeah.
it?
Well, I actually started doing it for fun for me, and it was just so crazy how others saw it as inspiring to them. I just did it because I was just showing my confidence, just how confident I was in myself, and I just wanted others to see that, and so they can, hopefully find that confidence in themselves.
Yes. When with the modeling world, like you see, we have supermodel Winnie Harlow. She's really out there, really very vocal, talking about it, showcasing her body, and lots of people are embracing it. Do you think
Mhm.
so? People like her have brought really good attention to the vitiligo.
Y- Yes, she was actually one of the very first people I saw on TV that had vitiligo, and mine had kind of just started. So I was just like, oh yes, ma'am. If she can do it, I can kind of I can own it too if she did it. So I did kind of look up to her at first, because she was like the very first person I saw. So
Yes.
yeah.
And it opens up opportunities as well, because when you go into supermarket, because her pictures is all over the billboard, when people see you, they're not confused and saying, what is this? They kind of know. How are you helping spread awareness about this so people, more and more people know about this condition?
Well, now I am a vitiligo advocate for actually an organization called Vitiligo. So we just help, just spread awareness around. I'm in Mississippi, so I try to do the best that I can with, the group here, and we just take it one day at a time, one person at a time. Because people do come up, because just be like, oh, what is that? Or some people aren't rude about it, they'll ask, and I just kindly tell them. So yeah.
You're also a hairstylist as well, and you said it's made you feel more confident. How is that? How is that possible?
Well, just the clients that come in, I just kind of, just the conversations that we have in the salon.
Yes.
Yeah, we just help encourage each other, just motivate each other, and just uplift. That's
Yeah.
why I love the salon that I'm at. It's a very positive place to be. So yeah.
How can we learn? Our final question to you is like, how can we learn to love ourselves despite our physical pain that we might be going through? How would you teach someone else out there to love themselves no matter their pain?
I would say, like I was saying, don't stay in that dark place, because we all, have pain. Just know that there really is a rainbow after that storm, because we all go through it. Just push past it, stay strong, and you'll get through it.
And don't let the people out there determine how your inner life should be. Yeah,
Yes,
I mean,
please don't, because they're rude. Yeah, people are rude. You just have to choose to want to move past that and
yeah.
love yourself no matter what.
Yeah, exactly. Honestly, Candice, I'm really grateful. And your husband, how is he keeping up? Tell me what some message of encouragement he gave you that made you really feel, especially during your wedding, how did it make you feel good about yourself?
Oh, it was actually it was one day we were getting ready to go somewhere. He says he doesn't remember, but I remember so vividly, because I was putting on my makeup And I don't know if he was telling me this to hurry up and get up out the house, but he was just like, Candice, you're beautiful with the makeup, and Candice, you're beautiful without the makeup. Um, so he's like, whether you choose to wear it or not, you're still beautiful. So that really just touched me. I was like, okay, Candice, if he can see past, you know, my physical appearance, I should be able to do that too, because I am still Candice. So my outer appearance doesn't, make me who I am. So it's all about who you are on the inside. So
That's very true.
he he made me, I guess, dig deep and actually see that.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes,
I'm
yes,
so
yes.
glad to. I'm really glad to spend this few minutes with you to really understand your story and share your inspiration. You're such a beautiful girl, inside out. Honestly, I am so
Thank
grateful that
you.
you took the time out to do this and keep shining, because we need more and more people like you who help
Thank
others
you.
who are going through any kind of pain to know that
Yeah.
you have to love yourself first, because wait
Yeah.
for others to love you, you're wasting, you're just going to waste time, keep chasing, right? If you start with yourself, you opens more room for others to start loving you, no matter how they
Yeah.
see you. And you are
That's
you are
right.
kind, you're loving, and I appreciate this time. Thank you so much, Candice, for your time.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Mhm.